Today, we are going to discuss the Magic the Gathering live action movie and cinematic universe. So, it was just announced that the Magic the Gathering cinematic universe is going to be developing with a live action Magic the Gathering movie. Now, while I like the idea, I don't know if they're going to pull that idea off correctly. Okay. I went to this wide shot because you can see there's so many sets and so many things going on with Magic the Gathering, right? There's just so very much that they can do if this becomes successful in terms of story. Now, I'm not talking about newer stuff. I'm talking about older stuff. And, okay. Things like the Thran, the original Brothers War, stuff like that is so dramatic and such a big scope. You can really, really turn that into something serious. Now imagine if they took it seriously, like Lord of the Rings or Dune. That's currently the style of things that are doing well. And if they take it seriously, you have this whole rich universe to expand into. And when I say rich, I mean really rich. You don't even have to just I mentioned the Thran, right? And the thing about them is we don't know so much. We know some, but not all about the Thran, right? They were artifacts that were discovered by Urza and Mishra, and that's where the Brothers War started. And that's really where Magic the Gathering, the storyline started, was with Urza and Mishra. And you only find out about the Thran in terms of the past, right? And there's things that happen with Yawgmoth and Phyrexia that you don't hear about. Now, the cinematic universe could very well expand into those. Or, okay, how about the Eldrazi? And there's a card, the Temple of the Forgotten Gods, where it's like, oh, they prayed to Ula, Emeria, and Cozy. I don't know. I forgot who it was. Maybe Merfolk, whatever. They prayed to these three gods. But what they didn't understand was it was the overtime forgetting of the Eldrazi, Emrakul instead of Emeria, Ulamog instead of Ula, and Kozilek instead of Cozy. Okay? So, over time, their gods became forgotten. And so it became a temple to three other gods who are similar, but not quite, like how things are forgotten over time. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is the Eldrazi, right? You can go back in how many times have they visited in the past and, caused destruction. If there's temples of forgotten gods, they had enough time to forget what a huge threat and how crazy the Eldrazi were. And you know what I'm saying? So the richness is there. And the characters, it's great. But if they focus on, Jace and some stuff nowadays that's some people will say woke or whatever, whatever to that, but it's not about that, in my opinion. It's how every set is its own story. It doesn't have time to evolve. Urza's Saga, Urza's Legacy, Urza's Destiny. That block, you have the beginning of a story, the peak, and then the resolution, or the up until the almost resolution and then resolution. When you have singular sets on singular planes, it's hard to have a good story. You end up with, Oko's nipples. It's kind of, whatever. It's just weak compared to what it was. So that's what I'm saying. If they start on AetherDrift with this silly race, it's you're already making it campy. And, I don't think they could pull it off like Fallout did. They made their show kind of campy, but that's because Fallout always had that little element, like the Vault Boy. You know, this guy right here, how it's he appears everywhere, little animations, you know, and stuff like that when you're playing the game. So all of this is to say, this is going to be very interesting, and I hope they do it right. The storyline, the plot line is rich enough to provide content for years in many different forms, like movies, comics, shows, animations. Again, if done correctly. If you do it like Wheel of Time on Amazon and just ignore the storyline and just make some crap for TV, I don't know, it can't survive, right? There's a reason Magic has survived this long. It's not just because it's a good game. That has a lot to do with it, of course, but it isn't the only reason. It had rich lore and such, you know, such a vibrant world about it. And that's going to be important to convey in the upcoming cinematic universe. Now, the fact that it's live action is a whole nother story. That's only, you know, concerning the first movie. I'm sure there'll be animations and other stuff like computer generated shows. I don't know. Whatever, but I'm sure that's what they're aiming for. Again, clearly I like Magic the Gathering. I hope they do it correctly, and I hope we get something cool to see. You know, I hope they represent the source material correctly and in a way that is eye-catching and not like silly. You know, humor has its place. Injecting humor into everything, or like, you know, weird plot changes for no reason. Okay. Anyway, I've rambled too long. I think at this point, remember to like and subscribe. We're going to be doing grading, group grading on my Patreon, so check that out. That's well, it's not written in there yet, but that's what's happening on my Patreon. Yeah, otherwise, remember to use my affiliate link in the description. Free and easy to use. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely day. Peace.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?